let's start off with the point of fatigue, Grace. There are very many people who've just felt like, okay, I'm in a rat race, and to be honest, whatever, you know, come by and buy. Those are the people for, you know, if we die, we die. And it's just up in the wind, not bothered because, you know, whatever. So what really, you know, kills people's motivation towards trying to at least, you know, keep up with their outlook, trying to be better, trying to improve? Why do we give up easily?
Okay. So the first reason you'd give up on paying a loan is when you took the money and you did not invest in anything of value. So for example, you took out a loan of 500,000, you were paying a debt.
Yeah.
So you were actually borrowing Peter to pay Paul. And the loan you have taken out is for 60 months. Remember, you've done with Peter, you are now dealing with Paul, and you did not get any value. In your mind, you did not get any value. So if you do not get any value, you will of course get payment fatigue.
Yeah.
Option 2 is that you actually bought a depreciating asset. So you've borrowed the money to buy an asset that's now becoming a liability. For example, you bought an expensive German car. After buying it, now there's a maintenance.
Right, and we have a lot of those cases.
Yes, now you're maintaining, and maybe you were upgrading from a Vitz.
Yeah.
You are here struggling with let's even say a Peugeot.
Yeah.
Now, if you borrowed for a depreciating asset and the maintenance of this asset is more expensive than the installment you're paying, you will discover you decide to let the asset go, or alternatively just abandon paying that loan, because when you are assessing the value you got from this credit, you cannot see it. So a lot of the debt payment fatigue is because you did not get value. You were not able to plan in advance what was this asset, the loan for.
Right.
And if indeed you knew what the loan was for, it has stopped being valuable. Right. Number 2 is where the financial institutions does not match when you're required to pay and when your income falls due. I'll give an example. You own a school. People pay fees at the beginning of the year. Maybe you receive income thrice in a year because there are 3 terms. Yeah. So you receive income at the beginning of the term. The second month and the third month inside the term, you're not receiving any income. Now, if anyone has given you a loan where they're requiring you to pay and you're not receiving income, you will of course get debt fatigue, because it is strenuous to think about where to get this money.
Right, to pay on time.
Yes, because it's not matched to your income inflows. So that's the responsibility of the lender, to make sure that if I am giving out the loan, I am matching the repayment installments with when this person is expected to receive their income. Right. That way you can be able to allow this person to pay. Number 3 is when the installment is consuming more than 60% of the income that this person makes net.
Okay.
So you have gotten somebody who's maybe employed in a nice institution, they may be getting 100,000. When you look at 35% of that, so they're taking home around 65, 70,000, and the installment is 50,000.
Wow.
So the person is required to not only pay the installment and live. So if they were living in a rental house of 30,000, now that they've taken credit, it does not mean that the rent now has dropped to 25,000.
Correct.
So if, for example, they were taking children to school, the school fees will fall due, and yet they have an installment to pay.
Right.
So it's also the creditors here now, lenders like myself, our business is making sure that we are giving this person a debt that they can be able to manage, that we are alive to the fact that this person will live even after they've borrowed our money, and that we have only consuming a reasonable amount to allow them to sustain their lifestyle and to pay our credit. Right. So those are the 3 reasons I've seen typically that lead to debt fatigue, because somebody decides, you know what, the loan is not that important. My children have to go to school. Right. I have to live I cannot live outside on the trees like birds. I have to pay rent. So my credit is going to, now the lender, ajipange. Nikuwa shajua I earn 100,000. Yeah. What was he thinking? Right. Giving me this money.
Kwani, they have insurance.
Yeah.